Alright, what's up guys, and welcome to the first installment of Drunchies. This is going to be a new series coming to the channel. I figured while I'm still in the States, I might as well get creative and try to think of some new videos I can create for you guys, and this is what I came up with. Well, I didn't really come up with it. A couple of years back, me and my roommate did this same series, but instead of actually cooking the food, we would just get shit-faced and then go out and find late night spots that were open and rank the food. So a little bit of a different twist. I might be doing this one solo. My roommate might join me and we can do it as a tandem like the old days, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But basically the premise behind this series is we're just gonna get shit-faced. Pretty plain and simple there. But then we're gonna come in the kitchen and try to cook up a good late night snack while you're intoxicated. So yeah, this series should be pretty fun. It's gonna be a lot of shenanigans. Probably gonna be really drunk most of the time, and that should be pretty entertaining. But I'm also pretty well versed in the kitchen. I know how to cook a lot of different cuisines, and if you give me a recipe, most likely gonna make the recipe better than the original. So I'm pretty good in la cocina, and I really enjoy cooking, even though I don't do it that often because I'm a lazy sack of shit. But cooking is fun, and it's especially fun to handle cutlery when you're very drunk. So the game plan for this video, basically, to start off nice and hot, we're gonna be finishing this nice little 15 pack of Natty Light. Nothing too crazy right there. Already started. This is the first beer, so cheers. And then I figured what better way to kick off Husker football game day today. Not sure if this will be out by tonight, but roll skurs. Cincinnati fucking sucks. Shout out Dana Beers though. But what better way than to make a little cheese dip for the soiree we're gonna have later, a little potluck type ordeal. So basically, really simple. I figured started the new series, might as well start off simple before we start cooking Michelin star type cuisine. But basically, I just got some 85-15 ground beef right here. Really nice stuff. Cost me $4.30. And then this is the part I'm a little bit worried about. I mean, it should still be fine, but normally I go with Velveeta when I make this, but for some reason the ghetto Russ Market that I live close to didn't have Velveeta. So we got two little bricks, two 8-pound or 16 ounces of pepper jack, and then 8 ounces of medium cheddar cheese, hoping that it turns out the same. I'm guessing it will, it's just cheese. And then this is the other thing that Russ's Market was missing somehow, but they didn't have Rotel, which is normally what I go with because it's got a little bit of kick to it, and then it's got the diced green chilies as well as tomatoes. For some reason they didn't have it, so we went with Ortega mild fire roasted diced green chilies. And then, yeah, gonna be missing out on the little diced tomatoes, but I don't think that's gonna make that much of a difference. I don't think they add that much flavor. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It's gonna be a real simple cook, and honestly, it's not even a cook. I'm just gonna brown the ground beef, throw some diced onions in there, and then let it all whatever that word is, combine into a little crock pot, and it should be ready to go by game time. But it is currently 1:30 right now. Kickoff's at 8. Probably should let it sit in the crock pot for like, I don't know, 3-4 hours. Make it nice and cheese dippy, I guess. So that gives us, I don't know, 4:30. So we got 3-4 hours to kill about 15 beers, or 14 because I'm done with one. So yeah, probably won't show you guys me crushing the beers because that's just gonna be boring, and you can go watch that on Instagram or TikTok. Shameless plug. So yeah, I guess just cut to me hammered in the kitchen. So guys, it is time to start the cook. I am quite drunk right now. I'd probably give myself a nice little 4 or 5 out of 10 on the drunk scale, but I'm not as drunk as I would like to be for these videos. In future videos, I'm gonna be 10 out of 10 blackout, but for this one, I have to get this done before everyone comes over for the little potluck thing. So I did as much as I could, and also I gave up on the beers. I don't know if it's just me or if you guys have the same problem. It's not a problem, but like, I feel like I used to be able to crush light beers any day of the week. They'd go down super easy and stuff. And now that I'm older, just over the years, like the past 2 years, I don't know if it's my dislike in light beer or just me being a giant vagina, but yeah, sometimes beer just doesn't go down that easy. So I've switched over to the Bartons. We are like 6 Barton shots deep, and I'm ready to cook and get this thing going. So before I get started, let's take another shot. Cheers. Ugh. Also, don't bully me for double chasing that, alright? It's fucking rubbing alcohol I'm working with here. But, alright, first step in the process. Let me adjust the camera. You're going to want to dice up a nice little onion, okay? I'm not the best at dicing up onions. I know there's like a strategy, but I got a half onion here that my roommate used last night, so I'm just going to go with that. And we're just going to try to dice them up real nice and real minuscule like. So once your onions are nice and chopped up, diced to as close to perfection as possible with the skill set that you have, you want to get a nice little frying pan, put that bitch on like a nice little medium high heat, and we're just going to let those brown until they do like the caramelization thing, but we're not going to caramelize them. We just want to sweat them out and darken them a little bit, but not caramelize them, because I don't really think you want caramelized soggy onions in your cheese dip. So I'm going to start working on these bad boys, and hopefully they turn a nice little not so white color. I don't really know how to describe it, but if you ever have sweated out an onion, you kind of know what I'm talking about. So we've been going about 6-7 minutes now. The white onions are no longer white. They're more so like this nice, like christened yellow, I guess. Kind of the way I like my women. Little yellow, little brown, if you get what I'm saying. And I think that's time to add in the beef. So we got... How much is this? It honestly might be too much for the small ass crock pot I'm using, but we got 3/4 of a pound of some beef here, and we're just gonna fucking bloop, drop that hoe in there, and yeah, we're just gonna crunch it up, mix it in with the onions, try to get it real nice and tiny bite pieces. Because you don't want a huge chunk of meat when you're taking a nice cheese dip bite with a chip. So get it nice, turn down the heat maybe a little bit, and you kind of just want to chunk it up or unchunk it up, and then combine it with the onion and garlic. So the beef is separated to nice tiny bite-sized pieces, and we're gonna add some seasoning to it. First off, we got some Mediterranean sea salt, because we're fancy in this household. How do I open this? Oh, it's a little pop off. All right, salt going in. I hate these fucking twisters. God, it's like jerking off, dude. Fucking wrist is going numb. But we got some salt in there. Next, we're gonna go with the black pep. Just a little bit, because we are gonna season the actual dip itself with some extra spices. So peppers in there. We're gonna go with some garlic, even though we did add garlic. Can never go too wrong with garlic, unless like you're going on a first date. Then I wouldn't recommend eating too much garlic, because you don't want garlic mouth. But just a little bit of garlic, sprinkle that in there, and then we're gonna go with some onion powder. Personally, one of my favorite seasonings. I think it makes every meat taste good. I always put this shit on my barbecue when I'm smoking meat. And yeah, now you're just gonna wanna incorporate that in there. Just let the meat brown, let it do its magic, you know. And that's pretty much all I gotta say. I mean, I'm gonna turn up the heat just a teensy weensy bit because I want this shit kind of crispy and not so soggy. Or I guess it's not gonna be soggy, but like, you know. And honestly, I should have turned up the heat really hot before I put the beef in there, so then it could have gotten a nice crisp before I chunked it all up, you know. But other than that, I'm just gonna let this cook out. Don't have much else to say. I don't really know what this series is gonna be because I don't want it to be just like informative cooking, because I'm not no damn chef, even though I like to think I am. So like, I can't give you guys little tips and tricks and stuff like that. I kind of just do what I do when I'm in the kitchen. But like, I guess this is just a time to talk to the camera when the meat's meating and cooking. So like, yeah, man. Why the fuck is the government sending so much money to Israel? Little DC, little Barton shot. Cheers, boys. Alright, let's get this grease out of here. Because the last thing you want is to have a lot of fucking grease in your cheese dip, alright? Let me tell you that much. I've made that mistake before, and you just get this little nasty, like, film. You just get a little layer of grease, and it just settles at the top, and it ruins the whole fucking dip. So we are going to avoid that by degreasing this ground beef here. Honestly, for being 85-15, not too shabby. 80-20 is where it really gets like a dirty job. You gotta use like half a paper towel roll to get that grease out of there. But honestly, this isn't too bad. So I've never done this the proper way, but kind of just want to get that grease out of there, you know. Just degrease it. So what I got to start doing to the selection of women I'm having over recently. Just got to start degreasing because they have been quite greasy. But when you're on a losing streak, you're on a losing streak. Am I right? Got our nice little crock pot here, quite small and dainty. But we're just gonna load that beef in there. This is a meaty cheese dip. I know some cheese dips don't even have meat, so this one's good. Trust me. Nice, meaty. Pretty much, you're gonna get some protein in every bite that you have of this thing. I'm gonna add the little green tomatoes or chilies in there, just to make sure I don't forget them, because I about did. And yeah, just gotta can open it real quick. Get rid of the little juices that are in there, because you don't want that in there. Those juices don't mix too well with the other contents of the dish. So get those in there nice and fast. Oh my, I hate fucking can openers, dude. Alright, there we go. Like, I don't know if I'm just retarded, but like can openers, they give me so much trouble. They like, I'm not even gonna speak on it, but going in with the pepper jack first. It's pretty fucking full, honestly, which is not good. Like, but the cheese will melt, so going in with a half block of pepper jack. Fuck it, we'll go full 8 ounces of pepper jack in there, and then we'll do a half of the cheddar cheese, just until it melts down and we can fit more in there. But for right now, I think 1 full stick of pepper jack, and then a half of the cheddar. If I can get it out of the fucking wrapper. Motherfucker. What? Oh my goodness. What is it? Alright, there we go. Alright. Yeah, just kind of stick it down in there. And we're going to put this on high for about, I don't know, 20-ish minutes maybe. And hopefully by then it'll condense down, congratulate. I've struggled with that word 2 times in this video. Congratulate into a mixture, and then we can add some more cheese in there. And that's pretty much it for the cooking. There was literally no cooking involved besides the beef. And that's why this is the perfect fucking little potluck thing, because everyone loves a good meaty cheese dip, and it is literally the simplest thing to ever make besides like a fucking grilled cheese or peanut butter and jelly. So I'm gonna let this melt down, and I'll catch back up with you guys when it's time to add more lactose. Okay, fellers, so the cheese dip is currently done. Had a couple bites. The friends had a couple of bites, and it is shit, all right? You definitely need Velveeta cheese because the cheese blocks that I used kind of have this like grainy texture to it, so it feels like a little curdling kind of sensation in your mouth, which is not ideal, but it has good flavor. It's just the texture is fucked up because gay ass Russ's Market didn't have Velveeta, but I was also too lazy to go to like a Walmart or something to get Velveeta. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I'm still gonna probably enjoy this cheese dip with all the homies. I've been putting that sounded crazy, but I've been putting little bits of sour cream in there into the cheese dip, so hopefully that'll like unthicken it a little bit, maybe make it a little bit more loosey goosey. And yeah, man, I really can't complain. I am drunk. Huskers are about to play some football, and yeah, I'm drunk. So as always, thank you guys for watching the first installment of Drunchies. In the next episodes, I'm going to be a lot more plastered, and we are going to make a lot better food. So let me know in the comments if you guys have any suggestions of what I should cook next. And I will see you in the next video I post. Skurs by 90, baby. Even though this is going to come out after the game. So, like, I already know we won. But peace out, motherfuckers.